Hi, I'm Liz Swan Miller, and this is Machu Picchu, and an unusual red smoothie. And you may be wondering, what do those amazing ruins and this rare smoothie have to do with weight loss? A lot. As a matter of fact, the four unusual ingredients in this red smoothie you see right now on your screen caused my body to melt 20 pounds of fat at a rate so unimaginable that my doctor, trainer, and dietitian were all eager to know. The ancient secret I found high in the beautiful mountains above the splendid ruins of Machu Picchu. Yes, you heard that right. 20 pounds straight off the bat. And then another 60 pounds. Freeing myself from a total of 80 pounds of useless fat. Transforming myself from this to this, without juicing, dieting, or exercising. And even though it may sound too far-fetched, in the next 6 minutes you'll discover the ancient knowledge, backed by rock-solid yet revolutionary science, that led to such a sudden and dramatic transformation inside this presentation. Ancient knowledge that quite literally saved my life at a time when I was at my very lowest. So low, I threw away all my mirrors because I hated how I looked and felt, in or out of clothes. Until now, I have only shared this ancient knowledge with my private patients, because sharing this also means revealing my own personal, humiliating secrets. So I am incredibly nervous, literally scared to death, trembling while I write. But I'm doing this today because I'm infuriated by the despicable, lying behavior of the big food corporations. Because they don't give a damn about how being overweight devours your self-esteem and confidence. I should know. I've been there. Crying myself to sleep at night under the covers for years because I felt I was so unattractive and fat no one could possibly love me. Why should they? I didn't even like myself. So driven by pure frustration, for the past 15 years I've been a naturopath, specializing in helping people safely, sustainably lose weight. And I never would have thought in a million years a simple girl from Alabama would become a best-selling Amazon author whose books have helped more than 103,445 women and 95,989 men turn their weight and health around. I'm always surprised to see my inbox full of emails from men and women just like you thanking me for sharing these four strange red ingredients that instantly rejuvenated their youthful metabolism and gave them abundant energy to play with their kids and grandkids. But I have to warn you about the secret reason why the obesity crisis is exploding. Greedy, heartless big food corporations are now spending huge amounts of money on commercials telling you exercise more, and all calories are the same. I'm also going to reveal 5 hidden, proven by science weight loss secrets published in respected peer-reviewed journals by honest scientists who can't be bought. So watch this free, valuable presentation to the end today, while you still can, and begin feeling happier, looking younger, and watching your body transform itself into a trimmer, leaner shape right before your eyes. That's exactly what happened for Jennifer in Springfield, Illinois. She lost more than 30 pounds and several inches in a very short period of time. Or even Steve from Louisville, Kentucky, who lost 40 pounds in just 5.5 weeks and whose doctor allowed him to go off his medications. Lisa from Little Rock, Alabama, used the same simple method you're about to discover to lose nearly 40 pounds in 2 months and look and feel a decade and a half younger. And John, a truck driver from New Jersey, lost 16 pounds in less than 5 weeks while on the road driving. Not only did he lose his unwanted fat, he feels better than he ever has. These are just a few of the stories I hear every day. And get this, when you hear the final weight loss secret, you'll see how a simple color change in my smoothie took my overweight, sluggish body to the cute, sexy, lean body you see here on your screen. And in a few minutes, you'll have the exact formula my patients, people just like you and I, use to lose every extra inch and pound of excess fat from our bodies while building smooth, lean, toned muscle and reviving our self-confidence. And going from this to this in a very short period. thanks to a simple color change in my smoothies and 4 red ingredients I found in a foreign country. Weight loss secret number 5. Calorie counting may keep men and women fat and sluggish. Because all calories are not the same. Just like you wouldn't pump diesel fuel into a jet engine, it's the same with people and food. And no amount of counting turns bad calories into good calories. How does that affect weight loss? Dr. David S. Ludwig, professor at Harvard Medical School, co-authored 2 fascinating studies. In a 2004 study published in the prestigious British medical journal The Lancet, he found that rats that ate diets full of refined carbs gained 71% more fat than rats that ate more calories from food that took longer to digest. Well, that's rats. But what about you and me? In the most interesting study, this one published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, obese teenagers burned 325 calories more a day. That's about an hour of moderate exercise, just by eating fewer refined carbs. That's right. They were more energetic and less hungry because they ate less. Or, as Dr. Ludwig explains in the New York Times, the more calories we lock away in fat tissue, the fewer there are circulating in the bloodstream to satisfy the body's requirements. We get hungrier because we're getting fatter. And you'll learn what you've been doing wrong in weight loss tip number 4. The worst calories aren't always the ones you think they are. Some of them just make you gain weight. Some of them do much worse. You'll discover the exact foods you need to avoid in tip number 3. If you've ever looked at a label of one of those very popular protein bars and wondered, soy protein isolate? Hydrolyzed collagen? Cellulose? What the heck is this stuff? And what do all those chemicals do to me? Should I really be putting this stuff in my mouth? No. They slow your metabolism to a turtle crawl. And I don't want to turn your stomach, but soy protein isolate is used to make paper, cellulose too, and wallboard. While hydrolyzed collagen is such a completely disgusting protein, I don't even want to think about it, much less describe it. In fact, my family and I, obesity runs in our family, thought fruits, veggies, and green smoothies were all the same. Boy, were we wrong. That's why I'm going to reveal to you the exact fruits and vegetables that force you to pack on the pounds right around your belly. In college, I ate when I was worried about an exam, and I ate when I was studying. I ate to celebrate good grades, and I ate to mourn disappointing ones. I didn't stop at my freshman 15. When I went to the student health clinic for a sophomore checkup, I was already obese. My wonderful doctor read me the riot act. She told me that if I kept on keeping on, I would probably die very young. That was about 20 years ago, when the obesity crisis wasn't nearly as bad as it is now. I was unusual. Now I see it in patient after patient. In fact, we may be the first generation to lead shorter lives than our parents. But I'm getting ahead of myself. By spring break of my junior year, I was 30 pounds into obesity. I'm embarrassed to tell you, I might actually have lost some weight if I'd been partying, because I was deep into studying for my finals and eating to calm my worries. When I got my grades, which any normal person would have been thrilled with, I lost it. Totally and completely and absolutely. So I binged in all my favorite comfort foods. A huge cheese pizza with extra cheese and mushrooms and pepperoni and sausage and cheesy garlic bread and roasted potato wedges with sweet barbecue dipping sauce and buffalo wings with blue cheese dipping sauce and an entire 2-liter bottle of my favorite diet soda because I knew that eating like that wasn't good for me. So I was trying to limit the damage. And as impossible and crazy as it seems, the more diet soda I drank, the hungrier I got. So I ate and ate and ate, all alone until everything was gone. I ate until I looked like a python that had swallowed a goat, but not nearly as elegant and graceful. And I was still hungry. I thought I was imagining things, but I wasn't. If this has happened to you, as it does to a shocking number of my patients, you're not alone. Weight loss secret number 4. Artificial sweeteners help you gain weight and develop diabetes. Yes, they may be low calorie, but they help make you high calorie. Because artificial sweeteners are usually worse for you than real sugar. They're so intensely sweet, they make your brain think you're getting sugar energy. But those sweeteners don't have any calories or energy, so your brain tells you to get some. The more artificial sweeteners you eat, the hungrier you are and the more you eat. While the slower and slower and slower your metabolism runs. When it comes to sugar, one very well-respected study found drinking 1 or 2 cans of sugar-sweetened soda a day raises your chances of becoming overweight or obese by 33% than if you don't drink soda at all. But what about people who drink diet soda? They were 65% more likely, basically twice as likely to become overweight or obese. Who wants that? But it gets worse. Because a revolutionary study found that when volunteers who didn't eat artificial sweeteners ate them, in just 4 days, more than half developed bad gut bacteria and symptoms that put them on the fast track to diabetes. You'll learn what to feed your good gut bacteria so you can get off that fast track. The next morning, I looked at my distended python stomach and thought, this is the worst day of my life. It wasn't. Since I'd always had this fascination with the Incas, I went on a college-sponsored summer trip to Peru. Despite the fact that all that college stress eating had left me suffocating under 80 pounds of useless, heavy fat. So I was busting out of my jeans, sweating like you can't believe. I couldn't walk more than 5 minutes without needing to sit down and catch my breath. Not at all the attractive college student I should have been, and unable to find my favorite comfort foods. Don't get me wrong, nothing made me sick, but I had to make do with local food, especially delicious drinks made from red, ripe fruit, scented with local flavorings. Flavorings that the Incas and then the Spanish after them prized like gold. Sometimes those drinks were light and refreshing, like fruit turned into water. Other times they were creamy and satisfying, a meal in a glass. And somehow, whether it was a light drink or a richer one, I was never hungry. That was pretty unusual for me. And then, after a few days, I started feeling even stranger. My clothes were looser. Then I had to tighten my belt. Walking was easier for me. I was sweating less and my breathing was easier. I started sleeping better too, longer and deeper. I dreamt more and I woke refreshed. When I was awake, I focused better and I wasn't as anxious. I didn't have a scale, but I know I lost between 15 and 20 pounds that month. And then, on what was truly the worst day of my life, I did something I'd wanted to do for years. I went to the great ruins at Machu Picchu. I had my favorite rich breakfast drink, which was flavored and scented with a spice the Incas prized for its pure, delicate flavor and the way it soothed them. As a naturopath, this is one of the secret weapons I give my patients to calm their cravings. I think it'll help you too. And it was rich with the same ingredients Inca warriors and mothers-to-be ate for strength and stamina. Maybe I was inspired. After all, I was feeling so much better. And for the first time in my life, I needed a smaller pair of jeans. Maybe I knew if I didn't do it, I'd regret being so near and so far away. I bought a ticket to walk up to Huayna Picchu, the mountain that towers above Machu Picchu. It looks impossible, but you can walk up to Huayna Picchu without any gear or experience. If you're in good shape, you can do it in 45 minutes. Most people do it in 90. It took me 2 hours of public shame and humiliation. With every step, I fell further and further behind my group of several hundred people. I was sweating worse than ever. My shirt and pants were soaked. My hair was dripping. I stank. My face was bright red as I gasped for air, and my heart pounded. I thought, My good health clinic doctor was right. I will die of a heart attack. I thought, I am so stupid to think I could do this. There was nowhere to hide on those steps. Everyone could see me struggling to the top. I could see the expressions on my fellow travelers, bemused, contemptuous, bored, indifferent, expectant, hopeful, maybe, that I would have that heart attack. Maybe you know what it's like to feel that way. But I made it to the top, and then looking down on that majestic ruined beauty of Machu Picchu's green terraces, I realized that that horrible, humiliating, terrible day was the best day of my life. If I could only understand what had just happened to me. Just like the big food corporations are telling you now. I'd always heard, eat less and move more. But exercise and me were not friends. When you're lugging around 80 pounds more than you should, that's 7 house cats in a sack of kitty litter. And none too happy with your body, exercise is the last thing on your mind. So I hadn't been moving a whole lot, and when I was moving pretty slow. I certainly hadn't been starving. In fact, you could say those weeks in Peru were the least hungry time in my life. But I needed smaller pants. I knew I had lost significant weight, and I'd done something I never could have done before. By the time I got down off that mountain, I realized I'd detoxed from a lot of processed, chemical-filled so-called food without even realizing it. I decided I was going to share what I knew with the world, starting with my family. I lived at home that following semester with my long-suffering and fat parents and pudgy younger siblings. At first they were skeptical, really skeptical. Don't you have to starve yourself to lose weight? The same question my patients almost always ask me. And you might be asking me too. No, and I'll get to that. Because I wasn't hungry. I could keep on keeping on while bits and pieces of me started to reappear as all that fat kept melting away. I was surprised to realize I was actually rather pretty. Now, maybe you think it's vain or shallow to want to like the way you look. Maybe you think you should want to feel healthy instead. But it's normal and natural and healthy to want to look good as well as feel good. After seeing what was happening to me, my parents asked if I would share those ripe red fruit smoothies with them. Because I was amazed, and you'll be too, how easy it is to find all these superfoods, and how reasonably priced they are. My family were the first people I shared these incredible Incan recipes with. My brother and sister just grew up out of a lot of fat that's too heavy for young bodies to ever carry. Today, my parents look years younger than they are, and they are rare because they don't have heart disease or diabetes. Would you do something for yourself right now? Take a moment to imagine what it's like to look in the mirror and like what you see. Then imagine what it's like every week to do something you've wanted to do, but didn't think you could. Now you can. Because I'm going to make you a pinky swear promise. You can wear that clothing. You can do those things. You can feel that way. How can I make that promise? Because I've been helping people wear the clothes they want to and do the things they want to since I went back to college that spring and astonished my doctor with my new body and my blood work, starting with my family, then friends and classmates during the rest of my time in college, then in my private practice as a naturopath and best-selling Amazon author. Now, as one of America's leading experts on nutrition whose books have helped 103,445 women and 95,989 men lose weight, improve their health, and feel much, much, much better. Now it can be your turn. Because you don't need to exercise to exhaustion or climb mountains or starve yourself or eat protein bars full of disgusting ingredients. You simply need to detox your body from all the additives and chemicals in our food supply and environment so it can burn all that excess fat that's so hard to carry around. To help my patients get started, the first thing I share with them are these smoothie recipes full of ripe red fruit. They tend to lose about 15 pounds in just 14 days. Why? Weight loss secret number 3. Eat fat to burn fat and slash your risk of cancer. Now, since we're talking about fruit, maybe that doesn't make sense, but it will, so bear with me. I know you may have heard that fat makes you fat, so you should eat low-fat food. Absolutely not. Good, healthy, natural fats are absolutely vital for losing weight. Why? Great question. Because muscle is your biggest, most important fat-burning organ. And just like high-quality protein is important for building muscle, healthy fats keep your muscle cells healthy. Unfortunately, most of us eat too many omega-6 fats found in ordinary foods like cereals, baked goods, margarines, and even healthy soybean and canola oils, which are in practically everything. And we don't eat nearly enough true healthy omega-3 fats, which aren't just in fish. To make matters worse, those omega-6 fats we eat are usually cheap manufactured fats and oils